At first, it was funny. My wife, Emily, had always been a sleep talker. It was mostly nonsense, mumbling about forgetting to feed the cat, we don't have one, or reminding me to pick up milk at the store at 3 a.m. I'd tease her about it in the morning, and she'd laugh, completely unaware of what she had said. But then it changed. It started subtly. She'd whisper, not mumble. Full sentences instead of fragmented thoughts. And then, the voice. The first time I noticed it, I was half asleep, scrolling through my phone in bed. Emily rolled over, exhaled sharply, and muttered something. I almost ignored it until I realized her voice was wrong. Deeper. Hollow. He's watching you. I froze. I turned to look at her, but she was still, her chest rising and falling in a slow rhythm. Maybe I misheard. Maybe I was just tired. The next night, I was fully awake when she spoke again. This time, it wasn't a whisper, it was a chuckle. Low. Raspy. You don't even see him, do you? I shook her awake immediately. She blinked at me, confused. What? What's wrong? You were talking in your sleep, I said carefully. She frowned. What did I say? I hesitated. You don't even see him. Just mumbling, I lied. She rolled over and went back to sleep. But I didn't. Over the next week, it got worse. The voice wasn't just different, it was someone else. It wasn't Emily's voice at all. It would laugh sometimes, dry and crackling, as if it had been buried underground for years. And the worst part? It started saying things it shouldn't know. One night, as I sat up reading, Emily exhaled sharply and spoke again. She's not dreaming. I shivered. What? I whispered, half to myself. Emily shifted slightly, then continued, her lips barely moving. She doesn't even know I'm here. I didn't sleep that night. I started recording her. I told myself it was just for peace of mind, that I'd play back the recordings and prove to myself that my imagination was running wild. But when I listened to the first night's audio, my stomach twisted. It wasn't just speech. It was two voices. One was Emily's, soft, distressed. The other was something else entirely. Please stop, Emily's voice whimpered in the recording. Then came the other voice. The one that didn't belong to her. He'll hear you. I deleted the file. I couldn't listen to it again. The next night, I kept the lights on. I sat up in bed, watching Emily as she slept, waiting for it to happen again. Hours passed. Nothing. And then, at exactly 3:13 a.m., her body jerked. Not a normal movement. A violent twitch, like something had grabbed her. Her eyes opened. And she smiled at me. Not Emily's smile. This was wrong. Too wide. Too aware. Finally awake, she whispered. My blood went ice cold. Emily? I asked, my voice shaking. She tilted her head, her smile never faltering. And then, in that awful voice, the one that wasn't hers, she said. She's not here right now. I ran. I don't know how long I was gone. I sat in my car until the sun rose, hands gripping the steering wheel, breath coming in shallow gasps. I didn't go back inside until the light made it feel safe. When I finally returned to the bedroom, Emily was curled up under the covers, still asleep. I shook her awake. She groaned. Why are you up so early? I stared at her. Do you remember anything from last night? She frowned. No. Why? I didn't answer. I haven't told her what's happening. I don't know how to. But every night, I lie awake, watching her. Waiting. Because I know whatever spoke to me that night, wasn't my wife.